Hello, Tovah Glavor here from Define, and finally we're going to start with Arah, and it's going to be full runs. And we actually started with path 2 because we have set group already, and the people for path 1, all of them weren't online, so we just decided to start with 2, but I don't think that mattered that much. So we're just going to run past the spiders there at the beginning and stack on another spot later. This defiler throws out axe, which will grab you and pull you in, so just try to dodge that and try to avoid a poison field. Anyway, so we're playing with 1 Mesmer, 3 Warrior, and since a long time I'm gonna play with the Mesmer actually. And I think Mesmer got a pretty important part in Arah, so I think it's good to see it from the Mesmer's perspective. So we reached the first boss here. We did stealth just after the tunnel there to try to get out of combat as soon as possible and be able to run a bit faster. And just before the boss we're buffing up with For Great Justice, and I'm gonna double those and then just put out the time warp straight ahead. And this is kind of a main rotation I got on the Mesmer. When I'm on sword and focus, I'm using the Warden, then throws out the sword leap, and in the middle of the dodge I just leap in, so I don't lose a lot of time on that, but I get 3 illusions up quick, else you could start in your second weapon, but I think it's good to just get the Warden out there fast anyway, so when you have to do that, then that's a good way to get all the 3 illusions out really quick. At this point, I'm just going to pull these aside, and we can run past safe, and they will just stand there. And to make it easier after this tunnel, we're gonna stealth, so we could just run straight over everything. And after the first boss there, we're just using Blast Finisher to help the thief with the stealth, with the smoke screen, and when it's about to wear off, he's just gonna use his Shadow Refuge, so he can stealth pass all those mobs in there and get to the waypoint without getting into a combat, which means we can just take the waypoint right away. Anyway, I'm running 10, 30, 0, 20, 10. I think that's a pretty common build for the Mesmer, and I'm swapping utilities quite often. I always have Signet of Inspiration, because in my opinion that is the best utility in the game, and if you're gonna need feedback, then use that. Blink, because there's a lot of skipping on this Arah path too. So when I don't need feedback, I would just swap to that. And if you need null field, then use null field. If you can use a mantra, then use a mantra for part the extra damage, and since it now also triggers your allies. Anyway, at this boss, I used the curtain in the beginning there to pull the Inquisitor together, so I could just kill them off, and after that I will run into the boss and use the Signet and just start damaging him. And what you should do is really try to run around him. Don't dodge every punch he makes. If you really have to dodge, then do it. The only thing you really need to dodge is when he jumps up into the air and knocks everyone down. So, just around the corner there will be a couple of mobs, and we will take that opportunity to just stack up. So we're swapping to stack weapons. And I'm having a bit hard finding them there, but then now feedback as well. Just go in and try to tag everything. And I think it's most important if the Mesmer gets the stacks here, because he's gonna need those on Lupicus. So yeah, when that's done, that goes pretty fast. We can just swap back to normal weapons And as long as we don't go down now, we will have those extra damage there. So for the Lupicus, I'm swapping the healing signets, because hopefully I won't need any healing. And I will instead get another 4% extra damage, which will help me on my feedback on Lupicus. Run down to this corner, and the abomination will run into the wall. When you start walking here, I can just push them. And in case I need, I will use feedback there if I have a turret firing on me. I won't use it before the... because everyone can survive the few touches it will make before that, but when they reach us, if you need, put out feedback. So you have some time here before he stands up, which you can take to just stack up might. And yeah, just dodge the grabs, dodge the kick. You will bring him fast down to phase 2. And on phase 2, I'm ready with the... I'm gonna use stability for the grab. The last grab, since we don't have a guardian here, and we can help out with that as well, so he doesn't get knocked down and punched. Now he did circles right ahead, but he might as well punch. And if one of you gets knocked down, then he's probably gonna die as well. But yeah, I'm ready with time warp there if he doesn't do those circles as well. In that case, we can bring him down even further, and maybe he will stop at like 5%, or he will die just in phase 2 after the feedback. But that went pretty quick anyway, and we were pretty lucky with the RNG as well. So anyway, I have 2 stability that I can give out. One I will use after the first phase, when it starts the second, for the one that gets the grub, so he can stand up. And the second one I will use if he's gonna do the green circle in phase 3. And our damage is high enough to kill him off. So he can only use it once before he actually dies. So we don't need to worry too much about that. At this part, one of our warriors didn't run with battle standard. We used that as well to even give me some might. But he will need a Signet of Rage while running this path, so he can keep constant swiftness. So there's a bit of waiting here. And for him, when he runs, he passed those sharks down there in the water, and at that point he might want to have like stability, endure pain, or fear me. Because when they hit you, they can hit really hard. Finally, the waypoint is up. And I think everyone knows this, but yeah, just make sure you don't stay too close on each other, because then these ground things will just blow into your allies' face if they are running straight behind you. And I'm always running as much left as I can, because then you will never pull any of the patrols. So, to the next boss. and hair stability is a really good thing. And I'm gonna throw out the warden to begin with, and after when all the ads spawns, then I'm gonna use feedback, so hopefully they will kill themselves. Otherwise just pure damage. If it does put out that barrel there, then just get out fast, get a warden up fast as well, so you can stand inside the warden and just hide from all the projectiles that the inquisitors around are doing. Alright, so now it's this final part here, and I try to explain to the thief where he should put out his shadow refuge, but he didn't really know what I meant. And when they started turning left here and I started saying here, I meant go straight forward, not put out the shadow refuge. But yeah, there it goes, which is really bad because I won't have enough stability to run this without stability. And that's how it turned out. But else, if we could shadow refuge past this first mobs here, I could just curtain them away, because I think the stealth would go away around there. And stability should be enough to run the last part. It's easier for warriors though, since they have a longer stability, endure pain. They can use rush with greatsword, they can use whirlwind. So it's definitely easier. So unfortunately you don't get to see the last boss. I heard that he actually got a good eviscerate. You should try to eviscerate before he reach 50%, because then you still do a lot of damage. And he could then bring down the boss to around 30% before it finish. And there it's done. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and take care till I see you on next Arah path.